It's fantasy football draft season. Today we're looking at a batch of running backs to see whether or not you need them in your fantasy football leagues. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at these players every day. We're looking at drafts. We're looking at strategies. We're going to help you win your league by setting lineups and everything else. Click that button. Stop missing out. We're going to be here every day, rest of the year, helping you win your leagues. But we're going to start off with Devin Neal. This is a big-time prospect right now. Going in the second round of Underdog drafts, being drafted as the 7th running back off the board. Productive last year. Multiple RB1 weeks, multiple games in the double digits. Very few games. He did have a run from like week 3 to 6 where it was on the low end. We also had some instabilities at quarterback due to Tua and the concussions. The offense was not stable, but all in all, when you look at all the downs of what was going on with Miami last year, he got 17.6 points per game, and he was good week to week. This is a good running back prospect, and if Miami gets it in gear, Tyreek Hill gets back to old Tyreek Hill and everything else, this could be a running back that explodes for you. I know a lot of people are excited about him this year, and the price is great in the second round. You could double up a running back. You could get him and Genty or him and Derrick Henry on the turn or something like that, and then smash wide receiver, and you're in a good position to smash wide receiver. Or you can go wide receiver, HN, and then take what's there in the third round and smash wide receiver and then take your favorite flyers. That would be the strategy I'd be looking at if I'm looking at the running backs in this area, especially HN here. That would be my strategy. But you look at the efficiency metrics, there's no dichotomies here. Yards created per touch, 7th. Yards created overall, 8th. Yards per touch, 10th. Juke rate, 30th. True yards per carry, 34th. You can definitely say something there. But you're looking at the routes ran, 17.8 a game. You got the speed. You're running a lot of routes. You're getting a lot of touches and opportunities. The highest amount of opportunities in the game was 29, but usually around that 17, 18 range and hitting the 20s a few times out of the year as well. You're getting a lot of work here. And he's evading tackles, 13th among running backs. This is a good running back prospect, a decent price to strategize around in your drafts. Kenneth Walker. Can we get a full season without an injury? That's the thing about this, because it could be beautiful, especially what we were seeing last year, because we were running a lot of routes, 20 routes a game. Coming out of Michigan State, a lot of people said he wouldn't be a focal point in the passing game due to getting limited work in the passing game back at Michigan State with Sparty. But here we are. Here we are. Change of direction with the coaching staff here. 20.6 routes per game, a good route participation rate. Are you buying or are you not? There's other running backs here. Alvin Kamara's getting work in the passing game. Chuba Hubbard's there. He's been solid. Upside with Marion Hampton. You're looking at the rookie running backs in the round below him. Could be siphoning up. I guess that's what you could say in your home league drafts if running backs are getting pumped up. And the injuries. Like, are we going to get a full season out of him? If we do, and we're getting the workload, which should happen, you're looking at juke rate, 5th among running backs, evaded tackles, 13th, yards per touch, 41st. We do have some efficiency dichotomies with him. But again, that work in the passing game with that 4.3 speed, how explosive he is, and the opportunities you're seeing in a lot of these matchups, we're hovering around 15 a game here, but we can get on the high of 28, 22, 22, 23 there in these games. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I would not want him as my RB1. I'd be scared if he was my number 1 running back. But if I had a solid RB1 from the first or second round, he's my RB2, and I'm feeling good at wide receiver, I think we got a good team started. Then if I can hit on one of those rookies, I think I'm going to be all right. And if injuries hit, then it's outside of my control, but I can make the case with that with a lot of these running backs in this range. And then the other case is the rookie ramp up, just waiting for that rookie to hit. It could be the last 2 or 3 games of the season that rookie hits. It could be week 1. You never know. That's the thing about this in fantasy football redraft leagues. That's a sprint. It is a sprint. We're looking at workload. We're looking at opportunity. And then also taking gambles where we need to. Kenneth Walker has upside to his game. He also stalled out back half of the season. So if you want to look at that, if we're looking like week 9 to week 16, he ain't worth it. And if you're thinking that, then you may want to go to Alvin. You may want to go to Chuba. You may want to go to Joe. You may want to go to the wide receivers. The wide receivers in this range, they're kind of volatile but steady. Like, I would not want him as my wide receiver 1. but I would be happy any of these guys in my wide receiver 2 or 3. So that's what you're looking at here in round 5 territory when you're in this Kenneth Walker area. Tony Pollard, RB28 off the board, around the 7th round on Underdog. Might be a little bit higher in your redraft league or lower, depending on how running backs are being valued. Steady last year. Cam Ward, even though he's a rookie, I believe he's going to help this offense good. I think he's going to help this offense. They're going to move the chains a little bit better. We're running 13.8 routes per game, 12% target share. That's solid. That's solid. The yards per touch, juke rate, true yards per carry, yards created per touch, that's down a bit. Fantasy points per opportunity, not that great, but we're getting volume. We're getting RB2 weeks. There's not many weeks where he's giving you some down games. He's usually 10 points or more. He's pretty steady. And for the steady production that you're getting week to week, even though he's not a consistent splash play, that's a cheap price tag for what you're getting. That's a good price tag for what you're getting. You see Quinshon Judkins right there. I'm letting you know the ADP is stabilizing on him. He's dropping. He was higher like 24 hours ago. The ADP is dropping on him in Underdog. Expect him to be further down the 7th round and the 8th round till we get more news on him. Things ain't looking good. Tony Pollard, Travion Henderson, James Conner, DeAndre Swift, Isaac Pacheco, Jordan Mason, Brian Robinson. We got vets here that can be stable for you. Stable assets. You do not want to measure RB1 unless you're going ZRB. And ZRB is fine this year. But when you're doing ZRB, you're locking yourself into the stable running backs in this range, to the veterans, because you know you're going to get the touches early. Like you're starting off with a David Montgomery, Tony Pollard. You're looking at some of the other ones. Pacheco, there's a gamble there just in case he reverts back to the end of the season last year. Brian Robinson, Aaron Jones. But again, that could prevent you from taking the upside place at running back here and rookie running back alley. Because it's not like you're going to want to have Caleb Johnson as your RB1, Travion Henderson, or RJ Harvey. You love him as your RB2, 3 as like an upside dart throw that is more likely to hit that upside than the double-digit round rookie running backs. But if you're going ZRB, a guy like Pollard, if you get what you got last year, this year, you're going to be fine with that if you play the matchups correctly with your other running backs and your wide receivers hit. RB37 off the board, Zach Charbonnet. And we're watching this backfield. If I have Kenneth Walker, I'm thinking about Charbonnet hard. But it's expensive. It is very expensive because we're in that round 10 range. Maybe a little bit cheaper in your basic home leagues because of him being like a 1B back. But he can, when given the opportunity, can be an RB1. He's good in the passing game. He's good up the gut. Very stout running back prospect. There's also other running backs with upside. When you're looking at this range, there are some upside wide receivers like Luther Burden you can think about. This is kind of quarterback territory here. If you're going value at your quarterback, taking your guy like a J.J. McCarthy, Justin Fields, Brock Purdy, Drake May, picking your poison, obviously. And there's other running backs to choose from. As you get deeper into the rounds, you got more upside plays at running back that are rounds cheaper that might be able to give you that home run effect. The thing is, if Kenneth Walker's out multiple weeks, he can also give you that home run effect. He's also proven that in short bursts, as you saw last year with 3 RB1 weeks. It's hard to do for a lot of running backs, especially if they're sharing the backfield. He can definitely give you that if given the opportunity, but there's some other guys, like you're looking at Basil Tootin. However, he's deeper down the depth chart where more things have to happen that you may want to be going after, maybe a Scatterville. But you got to make those choices. Let me know in the comments if you like them or not. Jaden Blue. Like I said, deeper down the board, you got more upside plays. And there's no backfield more ambiguous than the Dallas Cowboys right now. Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders. Who's going to win that? Right now, it sounds like Miles Sanders, but I don't believe it till we get the pads on. I don't believe it till the pads are popping. And Miles Sanders is a training camp dandy. Then you get in season, and it train wrecks. It train wrecks. Jaden Blue's got a lot of upside here. We got speed to burn. We ran in the 10s in high school, in the 100s. This is a running back prospect who has a little bit of fumbleitis, but can catch the ball in the backfield. Explosive in the open field. And with a backfield so ambiguous and him being so cheap, that's an upside play That's a lottery ticket. So lottery ticket running backs or players tend to either go boom or they trash out. That's just how it is. So when I say a player is a lottery ticket player throughout the rest of the offseason, that's what I'm referring to. I look at him as an asset here in fantasy football, especially right now, rookie season, that could either go off and give you lots or give you really nothing, especially this season, especially with the Dallas Cowboys, with that speed, ability to catch the ball in the backfield. And in the double-digit rounds here, I'm looking for running backs like that. Jalen Wright, I'm looking for rookies like that, year 2 running backs in this area. Before him, Trey Benson. I'm looking for that. I think Rachaad White's at a good discount here. Isaac Rondo's a running back like that, and we saw that last year out of him in some weeks. Jaden Blue could be that for you. Now we're looking at Nick Chubb. We're always rooting for Nick Chubb. I do not care if he's out there when he's 50 years old. We're going to root for Nick Chubb. Coming back from the knee injury plus the other injury from last season. We watched him last year. We were rooting for him. Obviously, it wasn't looking too hot. He did have some moments there due to the volume. You look at the efficiency metrics last year. It wasn't too hot, but we're getting more removed from that knee injury. We're on the Houston offense, which can propel you a little bit more. We got Joe Mixon in front of you, or maybe working with you. But I do not expect him to get a full workload unless something happens. If I got Joe Mixon at this price tag, I'm cool. Dylan Sampson, you see them there in ADP. He's going up a bit, but he's going to go up more. So he's going to get drafted before that. You got some other dart throws behind him that you may want to go after that may have more ambiguous upside. The upside with Nick Chubb, Houston offense pushing it. Something happened to Joe Mixon. Maybe that could happen. After all, what we saw last year, it wasn't looking good. But that knee injury was pretty rough too, so maybe we need another year from that for him to kick it into gear. All in all, we're deep in the drafts right now. You just want to pick your running back, and you want to pick guys with a lot of upside one way or another. And the upside with him in this scenario is something happened to Mixon. The Houston Texans pushing him up the board a little bit when it comes to production. But there's other guys here that you may want to glue yourself to. There's some upside wide receivers here, but not many. Usually your hitters don't come at wide receiver in the later rounds, so that's something to pay attention to. Kareem Hunt, getting drafted in the final rounds of Underdog drafts. We're looking at this Chiefs backfield. You should always look at the Chiefs backfield, whether it's Pacheco, Hunt, Mitchell, Rashard Smith. Just pick your poison at the right price. Like I said before, there's a lot of upside plays at this point of the draft. He's definitely one of them. He could get touches anytime this year. Something could happen to Pacheco again. Next thing you know, he's rolling up with touches. That's the thing about him. And he's very efficient for what he is. Not the most efficient back in the league, but he's good at scoring fantasy points and getting volume in this offense and keeping things trucking. Tailed off last year, but for a short period of time in the Chiefs offense, which this offense can buoy anybody, as long as they're somewhat dependable, a guy like Kareem Hunt could sneak by you with some weeks and also see a big value increase. Now we're looking at Shawn Tucker. We got 2 running backs in front of him, Bucky Irving, Rachaad White. If one of them go down, Rachaad White or Bucky Irving, if one goes down, he comes up. And he'll get some opportunity. He'll be relevant in fantasy football, and you're going to be reaching for him off the waiver wire, like we did last year, and you just throw him in your lineups and close your eyes if you need the running back. Or you pick him up so nobody else can get him because you could get another week 6 out of him. He's a very good running back prospect. Like, he'd be getting touches on a lot of backfields in the NFL. Like, he's a good prospect. Like, he is good between the tackles. He's got good vision. Very good at Syracuse. Like, he's a solid back. Is he like Christian McCaffrey? Is he like Saquon Barkley? No. But he's a solid running back that can hold down a backfield. If one of those 2 running backs go down, you may want to look at picking him up instantly. Because one, it's not a proven track record, but he showcased what he could do on the field last year, week 6 last year. That's something to pay attention to. I mean, he's being drafted 74th overall. That tells you how he's being valued right now by the markets. That's a running back to pay attention to off the waiver wire. Taj Brooks, watch the Bengals backfield. Watch Zach Moss, see if he makes it through training camp. Watch Samaje Perine, see his role. I bet he has some sort of role with Chase Brown. Taj Brooks is the upside play. Maybe somewhere down the line, back half of the season, he starts getting work, getting touches. Maybe it's more next year. You never know with running backs, though. Running backs get hurt at a faster pace compared to a lot of other positions, and his time may just come randomly. And you need to know that this is a talented running back that was productive at Texas Tech, that has good size-adjusted athleticism, a 74th percentile speed score. Not like he's Saquon or anything, but he's a guy that can hold it down for the Bengals. He definitely can be, or a good 1B back with Chase Brown over time. A guy to pay attention to off the waiver wire this year. Devin Neal. Things are getting log-jammed with the Saints. I don't know if you would want to burn a late pick with him if you're looking for an upside play, if you're looking at the rookies or diversifying from the rookies because they added Cam Akers. Marcus Yarns, I'm hearing good things about him, but we'll know more in training camp. Also, Kendre Miller, explosive. Alvin Kamara's there still. There's got to be something happening for Devin Neal to get his opportunity. But at Kansas, he was very productive. Very productive throughout his career, every single year. This is a running back prospect with good vision at the college level. I'll just throw that out there that you're going to have to pay attention to. If you start seeing snaps, opportunities, because one of the running backs are going down, you need to pay attention to him. That's a running back that could come out or no. Those are the running backs that we're looking at today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.